Today, we're counting down 5 Seattle area neighborhoods and suburbs with the strongest island views across Puget Sound, from true island living to bluffside city overlooks. One pick near the top changes the whole idea of needing to leave Seattle for an island panorama. When people picture island views around Seattle, the first thought is often a ferry deck, a windswept beach, or a lookout where the Olympic Mountains and Puget Sound stack into one huge scene. But the greater Seattle area gives you several different ways to experience that. You can be on an island looking toward other islands, standing in a suburban ferry town staring straight across the water, or staying inside Seattle city limits while the Sound opens up in front of you. For this countdown, we're focusing on places where island views are central to the setting, not just a nice bonus from one lucky viewpoint. That means shorelines, bluff parks, ferry corridors, west-facing streets, and those moments where Bainbridge, Blake, Vashon, Whidbey, Maury, and the Kitsap shoreline become part of daily scenery. We're starting with a true island setting, then working toward the Seattle viewpoint that took the top spot. Number 5 is Vashon Island. Vashon is a census-designated place in King County, covering the island often called Vashon Island or Vashon Maury Island, and it is the largest island in Puget Sound, south of Admiralty Inlet. Its island views come from being surrounded by the Sound itself, with shoreline viewpoints looking toward Blake Island, Maury Island, the Kitsap Peninsula, and passing ferries. The atmosphere is quieter and more spread out, so the views often feel tied to beaches, docks, wooded roads, and open water. Vashon earns its place because it gives you the full island living experience, not just a view of one. The trade-off is that it sits apart from the mainland rhythm of Seattle, so the scenery is wrapped into ferry access and a slower shoreline pattern. For island views, though, that separation is exactly what makes it memorable. Water in multiple directions, nearby islands in sight, and ferry movement constantly reminding you where you are. Number 4 is Mukilteo. Mukilteo is a city in Snohomish County, located on Puget Sound between Edmonds and Everett, about 25 miles north of Seattle. What makes it stand out here is the direct line of sight toward Whidbey Island, especially around the waterfront and ferry corridor. Instead of distant island shapes on the horizon, Mukilteo gives you a very clear island and Sound relationship, with ferry activity creating motion across the water, and Whidbey sitting right across the channel. Mukilteo's island views feel different from Vashon's because you are not wrapped inside the islands. You are facing one of the region's most recognizable island crossings. That makes the waterfront especially compelling for this topic. The town's Puget Sound edge gives you a direct visual connection to Whidbey, and that sense of a ferry route as part of the view is a major reason Mukilteo lands this high. Number 3 is Bainbridge Island. Bainbridge is both a city and an island in Kitsap County, located in Puget Sound, and it brings true island living into the Seattle area conversation in a very direct way. Its shoreline viewpoints and ferry access create sweeping perspectives across the water toward nearby islands and back toward Seattle. You get the feeling of being embedded in the Sound, with the skyline, wooded shoreline, passing ferries, and surrounding islands all playing into the view. Bainbridge could easily be someone's personal number 1, especially if the priority is living on an island while still staying connected to Seattle by ferry. The reason it lands at number 3 here is that this countdown is not only about being on an island, it is about the strongest island views from across the region. Bainbridge brings a powerful mix: island setting, active waterfront, ferry movement, and big Puget Sound perspective. Number 2 is Magnolia. Magnolia is Seattle's second-largest neighborhood by area, located northwest of downtown, and it occupies a hilly headland overlooking Puget Sound. That geography is the whole story here. The elevation, bluff edges, and west-facing streets create broad views across the water. From the right spots, the eye moves toward Bainbridge Island and the Kitsap shoreline, with the Sound stretching out below in a way that feels much larger than a typical city overlook. Magnolia ranks this high because it proves you do not have to be on an island to get one of the area's strongest island view experiences. The neighborhood's bluff parks and headland position turn Puget Sound into a wide visual stage. Instead of one narrow glimpse, Magnolia offers a layered scene: water, islands, ferries, shoreline, and sky, all from a Seattle neighborhood that sits just northwest of downtown. And now, number 1 is Alki Point. Alki Point is a neighborhood in western Seattle, and its position gives it front-row Puget Sound panoramas toward Bainbridge, Blake, and Vashon Islands. What separates it from the others is how immediate the view feels. The water is right there, the islands are spread across the sound, and ferry activity adds constant movement. It delivers island scenery without leaving Seattle, which is why it rises to the top. Alki Point also pays off the surprise from the beginning. For a topic centered on island views, it would be easy to assume an actual island would take number 1. But Alki Point's combination of city access, open water exposure, multiple island sightlines, and active ferry traffic makes the view feel unusually complete. You get Bainbridge, Blake, and Vashon in the same broader Puget Sound picture, with the shoreline energy of western Seattle in the foreground. So, to recap, number 5 is Vashon Island, with quiet shoreline views toward Blake Island, Maury Island, the Kitsap Peninsula, and Ferries. Number 4 is Mukilteo, facing Whidbey Island across a classic ferry corridor. Number 3 is Bainbridge Island, bringing true island living and wide sound perspectives. Number 2 is Magnolia, where Seattle's bluff-top geography opens toward Bainbridge and the Kitsap shoreline. And number 1 is Alki Point, where Bainbridge, Blake, Vashon, and constant waterfront movement come together. That's what makes island views around the greater Seattle area so interesting. The best vantage point is not always the most obvious one. Sometimes the strongest island scene comes from standing on an island, and sometimes it comes from a Seattle shoreline where the whole sound opens up in front of you. What did we miss? Which neighborhood, viewpoint, beach, ferry landing, or tucked-away overlook would have made your top 5 for island views around Seattle? If you enjoyed this countdown, give the video a like and subscribe for more Seattle neighborhood deep dives like this. And tell us what you want next. More waterfront rankings, suburb comparisons, park-focused episodes, or a closer look at one neighborhood in particular.